Follow all Moasers news on his website, www.moasers.com. And on his Facebook Moasers and Instagram Moasers13 page 2. For daily exclusive publications.
Hello and welcome on Moaser for this new video about the Montage M, but also a lot about ESP. And the today topic is coming from a question I see on Facebook group. Can I use ESP as an editor for the Montage M? That's what we are going to see and shoot all along the video, because on the bonus I will explain to you the important things you need to do on your Montage M before to go on ESP and do some other things. If you are not already a Moasers YouTube follower, please click on subscribe and click on the bell to be informed when I release a new video. If you like the video content, please click on the blue thumb. That's very important for me. And if you want to support the channel, you have bottom right the video, the super thanks. It's like a kind of donation, and it will help me to improve the rendering of that video I release for free for you on YouTube.
So here we are with ESP. You also have the Montage M and its screen on top right. Can ESP be considered as an editor for Montage M? The first answer I'm going to give you may not please you. The answer is no, it's not an editor. What you need to understand is that ESP is a totally independent, it's a Montage M in VST format on your computer. Look here, the performance is Vintage 74, and at the top, I've got durable style performance on ESP. For that video, I've cut my Montage M volume. I'm going through my streaming audio card to give you the ESP sound. Otherwise I could have gone through the Montage M USB to host and sent it back, but here, it's easier for making this video in terms of sound management. If I go to DAW remote, look at local control, I'm off. It's important to have the local control off, to not to have a MIDI loop, and not to have the sound duplicated. When I'm set up like this, I can play my ESP, but in fact I have two different Montage M. One in ESP, and one which is my Montage M synth keyboard. What you have to understand is that, of course there's communication from the Montage M to ESP, the notes I play, the controllers, I refer you to my previous video for that. I'm setting the common level here, otherwise there are things that won't work. So in this case, yes, I can control ESP super knob, I can change scene, assignable knobs, I can control them. On subscreen, if I take the cutoff as an example, I can control ESP cutoff or some other parameters at common level. I'm not going to go through it all again, but what's important to understand is that, whether at common or part level, if I go to ESP here, on my filter here, on my cutoff, even if I'm set to common level, look at the one I moved earlier. There's nothing happening on my Montage M, it's not moving. It's not bidirectional. ESP doesn't send what you edit directly back to Montage M, even if you set the same performance. ESP works completely independently. If we're really talking in terms of an editor, which does live control your synthesizer, ESP is not an editor. Does that mean you can't do anything with it? Of course you can do things with it. You've got a nice screen with a very pretty interface, and you can say to yourself, I'd also like to work directly in ESP, and then transfer my editing to Montage M. Yes, that can be done. But at that point, we're no longer talking about ESP as an editor, we're going to work in a different way. That's what we're going to see today, quite quickly. So here I had durable style performance. Obviously I've configured everything properly for my USB ports. And I'm in Camelot Pro today, look, I'm not in Cubase. Camelot Pro obviously can host all VST3, and so, ESP works very well in Camelot Pro. You hear it, I'm playing durable style, it's certainly not Vintage 74 playing here. So how do I go about it? You'll be thinking, well, since I've started working with my Montage M, I'm going to receive Vintage 74 in ESP. So we'll click on the synchronization icon and set that we want to receive from the Montage M. We've got our Vintage 74 on ESP. I set ESP in full view, like this, you'll be better see it. And now I can work in ESP, I can add parts, I can edit here in ESP, make all the settings adjustment I need, of course I can play, I test from the Montage M keyboard, which acts as a MIDI keyboard. I test from my Montage M, and I can edit in ESP, that's why it's not a Montage M editor. And then of course you'll think, it's simple, I just have to resynchronize, sending back that performance to the Montage M. Yes, of course. Hop voila, it's done. The little adjustment made earlier in ESP is now on my Montage M. But there's one extremely important thing you need to have in mind. On my Montage M, that performance is on buffer memory. If I don't want to lose what I've done here, I have to press Store, and you'll see that on display. Store as new performance. That's what we'll see in the bonus, the workflow you need to follow.
Would you like to take in hand, learn or improve your knowledge of your Yamaha synthesizer or stage keyboard? Book your Moesu Masterclass now. Your private session is conducted online through Zoom. Take all benefit of Joel expertise for all these topics. It's available for users all over the world through Music Hackspace platform in English or in French. It's easy. Select your date and time from the Moesu calendar available slots on your time zone. Choose your topic, and after your online personal meeting, you can download your session video to review it, as many anytime you need. And now, that's the bonus time.
Let's take a look in this bonus at the workflow to follow, where we'll edit things in ESP and then send them back to our Montage M. As reminder, we're not in direct access. Also, what are the things that I can't done in ESP, and what I must do first in my Montage M? Well, if you want to add parts, of course you can do also in ESP, but there's a very interesting function in Montage M that ESP doesn't have. The split function. If after my Vintage 74, I've added several parts, and I want to separate them by group, you don't have access to the split group function on ESP. So before sending to ESP, you'll have to add your parts, on split by group on your Montage M in that case. Then the wrong idea would be to say to yourself, well, I've added a few parts, I've done my splits, I'm saving my performance as a user performance on my Montage M. But that's not the right way to go. Why? Because you're going to send your performance to ESP after, as I showed you earlier, after editing in ESP, you're going to sending back your performance to the Montage M. And it will be in buffer memory, as you saw earlier, when you press Store, it'll show Save as new performance after you receive it. If you store, you will have the performance twice, one before editing on ESP, one after. Then you'll have to go into Content, Data Utility, Performance to find out the first one and delete it. So the thing to have in mind in the workflow is that if I want to make splits by group, I need to do it on my Montage M and do not store that performance, send it directly to ESP and store it in ESP. After finishing editing in ESP, when I receive it back in my Montage M, then I can store it on Montage M. Is there anything else I can't do in ESP? If I select a part here, we don't have the copy or exchange functions in ESP. We're not going to be able to say to ourselves, well, finally, the part 3, I'm going to swap it with part 2. We can't do that in ESP. So we do that before sending to ESP, or once we've edited our performance in ESP, and we've tested it. We receive in Montage M after editing in ESP, and they're on the Montage M, we swap, exchange, and then we store it as user performance. I'm not going into all the screens here, but we don't have copy, paste, exchange functions, for arpeggios, for waveforms. For all of that in ESP you have to search throughout category search, that's the kind of thing we can't do. As I explained to you, we have delete or rename function on parts. A part 1 cannot be deleted, But if I had a part 2, the first one that comes, and I put it here, you see that we simply have rename or delete simply accessible here. And what we don't have in ESP, and what we have on Montage M, is navigate. I'm at common level, and if I'm at common level in ESP, we have access to most all the functions we have here on this screen. We don't have navigate to AD input. At that level, I'd say it's not too bad. When you start to go to the part level, it's not the same thing, because on our Montage M, in the navigate part editing level, we still have more quick access. Even if we have this function here, with the arrow that let us quick access, rather than navigating through the menu, there's a slight loss of accessibility on ESP, compared to the Montage M navigate. It's not extremely difficult either, you've got everything on this drop-down menu in one place. But I want to tell you, as I'm explaining here, the differences between ESP and Montage M in terms of editing. And also for everything like copy, swap, exchange, making a group split, it's better to do them on your Montage M.
That's the video ending. I hope you have liked it. I hope you have found it interesting. As a remember, if you need a Moesio Masterclass, you have all information on video description and on videoending.com. See you soon for one other Moesio video. Bye.
Would you like to discover, learn, or improve your knowledge of your Yamaha synthesizer or stage keyboard? Book your Moesers Masterclass now. Your private session is conducted online through Zoom. Take all benefit of Moesers' expertise, Yamaha synthesizers and stage keyboard specialist and consultant for Yamaha Music Europe and France. As member of International Yamaha Tech Talk live team, music hackspace instructor and host of the Camelot Pro Sessions, Joel take care of your experience level. Whether you're a beginner or a skilled user, get the most out of your Yamaha synthesizer, stage keyboard, John Mayla's software suite or Camelot Pro. Book your session for your personal Moesers one-to-one session. It's available for users all over the world through Music Hackspace platform. It's easy. Select your date and time from the Moesers calendar available slots on your time zone. Thank you for watching this Moesers video. Do not forget to click on like, subscribe and click on the bell to be informed when a new video is online. Do not hesitate to write a comment or ask a question. See you soon, bye!